Hey, it's Kelby. In this video, I'll explain how the objectives work in the AI optimization engine. Let's jump right in. The AI optimization tries to find a set of values for your strategies that best achieves a set of objectives across all the historical scenarios. You get to decide how much of a priority to make each objective. Let's look at how each objective works. The first objective is minimize risk. This objective seeks to minimize the number of scenarios in which you run out of money before the end of your retirement. So, Rock My Retirement grades each combination of strategies based on how few scenarios fail. Now, Rock My Retirement lets you choose between 3 different ways that Rock My Retirement can grade each set of strategies. You select those by turning the Minimize Risk Scoring Scale knob. By default, the knob is set to EXP, which selects an exponential scoring system. This system gives a high grade only to the strategies that have hardly any scenarios in which you run out, and it gives much lower grades to all other scenarios. Another option is the linear scoring system. Under this system, a set of strategies with a 90% success rate will receive twice as good of a score as a second set of strategies with only a 45% success rate. The last option is the Sigmoid scoring system. Under this system, all strategies with a fairly high success rate will have pretty similar scores, and all strategies with fairly low success rates will have pretty similar scores. In the middle, the score climbs fast as the results improve. So, which one to use? Well, I'm pretty conservative, and to me, an 85% success rate is significantly worse than a 95% success rate. But the linear system gives an 85% strategy a score that's only about 10 points out of 100, less than the 95% strategy. The Sigmoid system puts them even closer. In the exponential system, though, the 85% strategy gets a score that is 18 points lower than the 95% strategy. So it really rewards the strategies that have very low failure rates. That resonates with me the most, but you can certainly think about it however you like. Ultimately, it comes down to how much of a priority you put on getting a very high success rate rather than just a pretty high success rate. Exponential means that that's a high priority. Linear means that it's a moderate priority, and Sigmoid means it's not much of a priority. If you aren't sure, just leave it on exponential. The second objective is wealth transfer. This objective seeks to maximize the amount of money you have at the end of your retirement in many scenarios so that your kids are likely to have a good inheritance. Rock My Retirement scores each strategy based on both the mean and the median value of your invested assets at the end of your retirement. The third objective is lottery ticket. This objective focuses on the degree to which a strategy helps you finish your retirement with assets that exceed the threshold you set in the lottery ticket threshold widget. Think of this as, I'd like to have a shot at getting a Learjet. For the lottery ticket objective, each set of strategies is scored based on 2 criteria. First, how many scenarios end with your assets exceeding the threshold, and second, for each of those scenarios, how far above the threshold is your final asset value. The fourth objective is calm stomach. This objective focuses on minimizing volatility. Each set of strategies is scored based on how much your asset value in each scenario experiences sudden large downward swings, and Rock My Retirement averages that score across all scenarios. Now, you'll note that the faders allow you to assign a value of 0 to 100 for each of these objectives. If you assign 0 to an objective, then Rock My Retirement will ignore that objective. If you assign a value greater than 0 to an objective, then Rock My Retirement will prioritize that objective in proportion to the values you assigned to other objectives. So, if you assign a 0 to minimize risk and wealth transfer, and you assign a 13 to lottery ticket and a 26 to calm stomach, then Rock My Retirement will ignore the minimize risk and wealth transfer objectives, and it will give twice as much weight to calm stomach as it gives to lottery ticket. For any non-zero values, what matters is the ratio between the values you give each objective, not the absolute number. Well, that wraps up this video on how to set the objectives in Rock My Retirement's AI optimization engine. And I hope that it helps you rock your retirement.